Shivaratri. Meditate on this light, intense light, which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
மான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
For this Shivaratri, meditate on this light, intense light, which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
மான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
For this Shivaratri, Meditate on this light, intense light, which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
வான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
For this Shivaratri, meditate on this light, intense light, which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
வான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
For this Shivaratri, meditate on this light, intense light which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
வான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
For this Shivaratri, meditate on this light, intense light which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
வான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தனே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
For this Shivaratri, meditate on this light, intense light which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
வான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
For this Shivaratri, meditate on this light, intense light, which makes you feel very pleasant in the body, and that heat which is very pleasant. And I tell you, when you meditate on this light and this heat pleasant, you just lose sleep on that Shivaratri night. You become awake. That is what is the real context of not sleeping on that night.
வான்வரையிலும் வளர்ந்த ஜோதி ரூபனே, தேன் சுவை தரும் தமிழின் தலைவனே, மான்மழுவினை ஏந்தி நிற்கும் ஐயனே, கைலாசம் தந்த நித்யானந்தனே.
நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே. நித்யானந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் அண்ணாமலையே சிவரூபமாய் வீற்றிருக்கும் குரு நித்யானந்தமே.
Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Now you can relax from this power manifestation and let us know. Actually, we have seen Ma Ananda Ghora Rupni has manifested this multiple times, conscious Ma, and Ma Liu Zizwan has also manifested. She has just mentioned. Thank you, Pa. Thank you for manifesting. And our Acharya has also, in front of the camera, has manifested multiple times. Great. So awesome, all of you. And those who are also have manifested but not yet shared on the or not yet shared on the camera or on the chat. Congratulations to all of you. So with this, we'll be moving on for the next session. And also requesting all the participants, as today is the last day of Paramashivoham, today is day 21, share their experience, your experience of what transformation that you received, what transformation you experienced throughout this whole Paramashivoham, whether how it is reflected in your life, whether in terms of health, wealth, relationship, what you received, the powerful cognitions that you received that Swamiji gave to you, how you are going to carry forward in your life. you had any breakthrough with the yoga, you had any breakthrough in your life itself, in various other dimensions of the life, and how you actually were before and how you transformed now. In various ways, it might have been reflected in you. So, uh, Guru Sarupani says it fell, but it didn't fall from the right. Okay, great. That's great. It fell. That's it's also power manifestation. So it's when you do the power manifestation, when there's a powerful click, when the powerful cognition gets click inside you, you start manifesting the powers. And whenever you are manifesting these powers, it is an indication that the oneness is growing within you. And oneness is growing within you means you are getting much more deeper and closer to Swamiji. And that is whole Paramashivoham is all about, to having the breakthrough, to giving you the breakthrough in your life, to achieve the super conscious state, super consciousness, to establish yourself in oneness. So every power manifestation, even if you are not there in the session, as today is the last day, you will be continuing with your days or your life, or you are joining back. Whenever you find time, start doing the power manifestation, whether it is power of third eye, whether it is power of consciousness over matter, whether it is power of materializing, teleportation, or quantum memory, or sarvangyatva. Start manifesting these powers, because whenever you these powerful cognition clicks inside you, you start manifesting oneness. And when some patterns break inside you, you start manifesting outside as well, because it is the patterns which are restricting us, which is bringing us impossibilities in our life, outside also and inside also. So when you start breaking these patterns, these restricted limited patterns within you, you start manifesting outside, and you start breaking your patterns, limitations inside you. You bring more and more oneness within you. So requesting all of you to continue with the power manifestation, even when you can try with your family members, you can try with the members to partner up, and of course you can try on your own with all the powers that that all of you have been initiated into. Yes.
And just requesting participants, if you've missed any part of the program, you can always find, if you go to the YouTube channel, SPH Nityananda, you can find all the 21 days program. You can go through and find the particular program, the particular segment that you've missed, and you can do the same thing with the power manifestations. So if you want to practice a power manifestation along to the way we've done it in the sessions, you can just find that segment and play it through. So please feel free to go back on the YouTube channel and find the particular segment that you've missed and do the segment, or practice the power manifestations or the internalization exercise, everything that we've done in this program so far. All right.
Okay, so let's get ready for the next session, which is awakening the DNA. And it is, we have today we are going through how Guru is, what is the role of Guru in our life, why the Guru is so important, advent of Guru, the moment Guru has happened. Swamiji himself said that even the books, even his books can be inspiration. The masters who have left the body can be inspiration to you, but the living master is actually the one who transforms you. It gives you the whole transformation by living in your whole life. So we have one sharing from Ananda Guru Rupini. She says, I am grateful to participate in this course. I broke through the sense of participation, and it is natural for me to share, which I could not do before, and I love doing yoga. Wow.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you very much for sharing.
We have noticed that you have been very authentic, and you've been very integrated to the course as well, participating in almost every segment, every part of the course. So thank you very much for being who you are, Ma. Thank you very much for your authenticity.
Yes, and also requesting other participants also to share their experience, because now, as Swami says, when you share, when you enrich, not only because we are not living in an island, we are living in the collective consciousness. What we feel, what we express, what we enrich affects others, and where we are living affects us also. So enriching more and more to build the ecosystem itself. So as we have some sharings, okay, it's from waiting for the translation, maybe so if somebody can translate. Okay, meanwhile, okay, we have some sharing. My breakthrough in the course is that I have strengthened my path and decisively rejected some temptation that are not suited for me. Very good.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Very good, Ma. So it is this actually one of the great achievement to reject the temptation, because when we are living in the society, so much of temptation, so much of distractions, especially in the modern times, modern lifestyle. Even we try to avoid these temptation because it is all over the world, all everywhere. It's difficult to avoid. So decisively rejecting some temptation that is not suitable is a very good way or transformation that you are having, strengthening the way of your path. That is one of the greatest achievement that you're having. So requesting all the participants, because it's not just one for one, but it is faced by all of us when you are especially living in the society. It is quite important to strengthen our spiritual path, stick to it, and reject the temptation given by the society.
And one more thing that I'd like to add. So during this this program, we've gone through different techniques. For example, for detoxification of the body, we've gone through yoga, we've gone through internalization exercises. So many different things that we've gone through. Please make sure that you pick. So have a look through the entire program that we've gone through, and you can go to the YouTube channel again. You can bookmark every single day of this program, so you can have it as reference for yourself, what you've done, what exercises you've gone through, and so forth. Have a look at the detox that we've gone through. So the detox techniques that we've gone through. Make sure you do the detoxification of your body. It is so important to detoxify your body. So have a look through and see, pick what works for you. So we generally have, for example, the haritaki, which we take at night, haritaki powder, and we have the neem powder that we take during the day in the morning. There's castor oil. There's so many different detoxification techniques. Please make sure that you keep up with the detoxification techniques. It is so crucial for your body to have your body in the right shape, in the right health, for your higher states of consciousness. And of course, there's the yoga. So whenever you need, you can also come back to the program itself. The program will be running continuously for now, so you can also join back with the program. But you can also look back at what you've done in the program, these 21 days that have gone, and you can follow along the yoga as well. And the same with every single program that we've gone through. If you need a refresh, if you need to remind yourself what was it about, how was it, what did I have to go through, and to actually practice the exercises again, I recommend please bookmark every single day of the program on YouTube, and you can go through it anytime you like, anytime that you want to relive and re-practice these techniques.
And also, as we have just finished Paramashivoham Level 1, if you want to join Paramashivoham Level 2, there the yoga will be 308 asana sequence.
Yes, 3 hours.
Yes, Ditya Vinasa Krama. That's a sequence we are doing right now. 108 asana sequence in Paramashivoham Level 1. With Paramashivoham Level 2, we will be beginning with the 308 asana sequence. So that is going to be more intense asana sequence. And also, as mentioned, that start with the Panchakriyas, then enter into asanas. And Swamiji says again and again that he has compiled Nityananda Yoga as the essence of millions of yogic scriptures. What you need to do is just practice. And just day before yesterday, we had the sessions where Swamiji was revealing what we have is body. What we can start with, working on the body. So again and again, work on the body, because mind is a myth, body is a reality that we have. So working on the body is from where we again and again Swamiji tells about. So the detox, again and again detox, and start with the yoga. And powerful cognitions are very important. As Swamiji says, powerful cognitions are really important to have the reprogramming of the mind. Inner software, that's the software that we carry, has to be programmed with the powerful cognitions, and so that it clicks in our system, and then we start manifesting these powers and bring oneness begin oneness with Swamiji, begin more closer, come more closer to Swamiji, and we manifest not only inside but outside as well. So now we'll be entering into the next segment, that is going to be awakening the DNA. So Swamiji will be revealing how at the DNA level itself awakening can be done. So please come to the space of listening as we begin with this session.
Russian scientists Graisna Fozer and Franz Bludorf, you should see their website, really amazing. They have done a lot of research and articles and very powerful discoveries. I am exactly quoting from their research. The human DNA is a biological internet with evidence that DNA can be influenced and reprogrammed by words and frequencies. Understand? The words and frequencies can directly program your DNA. It is biological internet. They call it as biological internet. These Russian scientists reveal that genetic code of 90% of the junk DNA or dormant DNA, which I was revealing that day, as the Jivatman, self in all of you, the part which these people call as a junk DNA or dormant DNA, but I call as Jivatman DNA, self DNA. 90% of the Jivatman DNA follows the rules of human languages. Understand, it's very powerful. I am revealing step by step, then I will connect it. How it can be applied in our life. The third important revelation. Graisna Fozer and Franz Bludorf compared the rules of syntax, the way in which words are put together to form phrases and sentences, and semantics, study of meaning in language, and grammar, and found out that alkalines of our DNA follow a regular grammar and set rules like our language. Always Raghupati Yogi used to tell me, he will teach different yoga for different parts of the body. See, for hands he will give some yoga, for eyes he will give some yoga, for tongue he will give some yoga, for nose he will give some yoga, and the most difficult part to work out is the cheek. Even for that he has some yoga. He will give some yoga. When I ask him, what is the yoga for brain? He will categorically tell, chant Sanskrit. The Sanskrit language, learn Sanskrit language, chant Sanskrit mantras. You should be surprised. How can brain have yoga by Sanskrit? He will insist that I chant Surya Namaskar mantras during the postures. He will insist that mantra chanting is done. He used to ask, how can mantra have yoga for brain? But now I know. It's true. I can tell you from my experience, whatever is said and done, a person who speaks a decent, cultured language naturally behaves, lives, thinks decently and culturally. I am really telling you. Because I wandered length and breadth of India, I have seen all kinds of dialects, people who speak dialects. I have seen Tamil alone, 20 versions. Kongu Tamil and Madurai Chennai, in Chennai, Kuvam Tamil, and North Arcot district Tamil. In that, there are different languages, Mudaliyar Tamil, Counter Tamil, all kinds of dialects are seen. And in North, the different dialects of Bengali, different dialects of Hindi, I have seen. I tell you, from my experience I can tell you, the language, the standard of language a person speaks directly affects the way in which he thinks, the way in which he acts. It really affects. There may be exemptions, very few, like a person speaking very cultural language and behaving indecently, very rare exemption. But as a nature, it doesn't happen. As a rule, it's a rule. Exemptions does not break the rule, it only enforces the possibility of existence of the rule. Understand, when I say all these candies are sweet, there may be one or two which are not sweet. That does not mean that rule is broken or weakened. Those 2-3 exemptions ensures the existence of the rule. Look in the other side. Look from the other side. All exemptions ensure the existence of the greater possibility of the rule. So maybe 1 or 2 exemptions. But otherwise I can say, the language they speak, the cultured, clear, syntax, semantics, grammar they use directly affects the alkalines of our DNA. That is why the neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, really does a big transformation. I can tell you. See, NLP is not all. It does not lead to enlightenment, but it surely awakens much more than what you are now. The neuro-linguistic programming surely makes you more alive than what you are now. The next important discovery, truth. Scientist Garge J. says, our DNA can be reprogrammed by speech when words are modulated on correct carrier and frequencies, again and again and again. The Upanishads are chanted for so many different purposes. Not only your DNA can be altered, I tell you, the Upanishads came from such a high frequency. If a group of people whose DNAs are already altered by this chanting, if they chant, the cosmic DNA can be altered. That is why the chanting and Homa brings rain. It brings whatever we need, the natural positive effects. Why do you think such big tsunami did not touch single temple? See, all over, from Kanyakumari to Chennai, at least 2000 temples are there, which compounds usually gets washed by the wave. At least 2000. Please understand. From Kanyakumari to Chennai, first of all, let us start with Kanyakumari Devi temple. From that to Chennai Tiruvattriyur, Kashi Vishwanath temple, and Pattinattar Samadhi. At least 2000 temples are there. Tiruchandur, Thoothukudi, just temples are there. Not a single temple was broken or damaged or disturbed. We may say, no, coincidence. No. if people whose DNAs are altered, reprogrammed by the sounds and mantras and frequencies, if they sit together and create those frequencies and sounds, the cosmos DNA can be reprogrammed. So a space, bit of cosmos, which is reprogrammed by the reprogrammed system of the body of the master, is energy field. Bit of the cosmos, which is reprogrammed by the reprogrammed body of the master, is energy field. That is why just very living in that field reprograms many of our DNA. Next truth. Since the basic structure of DNA and language is of same structure, one can simply use words and sentences of human language of proper frequencies. This proves DNA reacts to spoken words with proper frequencies. It directly, this is my own conclusion. Because of these researches, these researches directly or indirectly explains and proves how affirmations, hypnosis, words from spiritual masters affect your body and mind directly. This is the power of initiation, the process. Many of you people would have seen the video of people levitating during LEP. If you have attended LEP, you would have seen. I did not do anything. All I did is let your samana be balanced. Let the air energy inside you be balanced. Let whatever happens inside your body happen. That's all. Affirmation, Satya Sankalpa. Nothing else. Satya Sankalpa, over. Immediately, the whole thing fell in place. People started levitating, the raising. Understand? Ordinary Sankalpa is gravitation, Satya Sankalpa is levitation. Sankalpa, ordinary Sankalpa, means will, words, thoughts, created. Pulls you down, makes you more heavy. Satya Sankalpa makes you levitate. That is why whatever is said and done, when you listen to the great truths directly from Master, it just gets recorded into your DNA, becomes part of your DNA. This is the science why millions come to listen to the Masters, and how the Master's words directly gives experience to people. That's what I call transmission of lamp. Initiation. From a lit fire, only you can light the lamp. How much ever you sit and beg, please, please, why don't you lit yourself? How much ever you play and do any drama, any game, light cannot be lit by that itself. Only from the lit fire, it can be lit. Transmission of lamp only can happen. Same way. How much ever you sit and talk in ordinary way? No. Only the reprogrammed DNA can transmit that frequency and right words and reprogram your DNA That process only I call initiation. So it is very important to know the importance of initiation. If you sit and listen to the truth from an ordinary man who has intellectually memorized it, it is called learning, teaching and learning. If you sit and listen to a man who himself is practicing those truths, he is called Acharya, you are called Shishya. If you sit and listen to those truths, who has experienced it, he is called Guru, you are a Shishya. If you are listening to those truths from a being whose very DNA is programmed, it is called initiation. He is an incarnation, you are a devotee, it is called initiation. This is what exactly I am doing in inner awakening. Every session of inner awakening is an initiation. Awakening of one DNA. Every session of inner awakening. First working on life, means different energy centers. Then working on death, the different energy layers. Then working on koshas, sheets, different energy sheets, energy fields. Then working on the very core of energy. So every session is an initiation into the next step. Your DNA gets reprogrammed for enlightenment. In my life, there is an experience with a group of Tibetan monks. They made me sit inside the bell. Some 10 monks sit around the bell and rub the bell and go on chanting. I never realized the sound can create pain in your hair holes, in your pore. The bell has small holes through which I can breathe, but all the 10 sides they are sitting and rubbing the bell with a small wooden piece. That vibration created, that sound, within 5 minutes your ear stops listening to that sound. You can't hear it anymore. But every hair pore feels the pain as if a needle is being inserted. And after half an hour, the pain also disappears. It becomes like a pleasure. Very strong, deep pleasure. Then they chant the words like, you are deathless, you are painless, you have no hunger, you have no thirst, you have no old age. They chant like this. I now translated in negative way. They don't say you have no old age, they say you are ever young. They say you are always fulfilled. You are immortal. They declare in positive terms. And I was really shocked, because first I thought, what can this do? Maybe a ceremony. I love usually these ceremonies. Anywhere, any ceremony I see, I'll go and sit. Whether it is a shraddha or I will not bother. Whether it is some sannyas ceremony is going on, or some shraddha is going on, some ceremony is going on, I'll go and sit. So I saw some ceremony going on. I asked, will you allow me? They said, are you sannyasi? I said, yes, I left the house long before. Then they put me in that ceremony, I started attending. Then I realized, now I can realize completely, the frequencies and language can reprogram your DNA. I can tell you, still I do not have anything called pain in my body. If you have seen me 10 days before, in Himalayas, 10-15 days before, there was a big wound, at least 4 to 5 inch wound, long, maybe quarter inch depth. There was a bleeding and big wound. It took 5 days for me to realize there was a wound. There was something has happened to the hand. Some brahmachari saw and told me. By the time it got healed by itself. Even though body is ordinary body, there is no such thing as pain. Still, it takes so much to push the food inside my system because there is no such thing as hunger. People have to remind me to drink water continuously because there is no thirst. The DNA reprogramming. The power of DNA is reprogramming. So your DNA can be reprogrammed by the right words, right chantings, right initiation from the incarnation whose DNA is completely reprogrammed. That is why the words heard from the Master spreads inside you like a fire and makes you experience. Scientist Garja Jayev says, human language did not appear coincidentally, but it is a reflection of our DNA. That is why Kashmir to Kanyakumari, when there was no communication like a telephone, television, telegraph, anything, Sahana Avati is chanted in same frequency. Go to Kashmir, Shaivites, temples, or Bhavani Mandir, or Vaishnava Devi, and go to Kanyakumari, Kanyadevi, Bhavati Mandir. You will see Sahana Avati and Purnamatam being chanted in same tone, same frequency. So the language is not just coincident. It is a reflection of our DNA. So, through this I want you to understand 3 important truths. 1, be aware of the words you use. 2nd, listen to the great words only from the person who has experienced. 3rd thing, whenever you listen to the great words and higher frequencies from the person who has experienced, whose DNA is reprogrammed, it becomes your experience. That is what is initiation. The next research, the scientist and researcher Greg Braden gives evidences on how emotions change our DNA. Number 1, in case of gratitude, love and appreciation, DNA responded by relaxing and length become longer. Just simple, feeling love. Understand that every day, morning 1 hour when you do Guru Puja, your DNA is relaxed and length becomes longer. Because you are in the mood of gratitude, love and appreciation. 1 hour DNA becoming longer is too much to live at least 130 years. I am telling you. 1 hour is too much. I tell you, even 21 minutes of love and appreciation feeling. That's one cycle. See, one cycle per day, if you keep anything alive, that is more than enough to keep you whole day in that experience. It's like any emotion maintained for a cycle becomes the louder voice in your system, because now morning you sit and more than actually 2 cycles you guys maintain. The Guru Puja is more than, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja you do is more than 2 cycles, around 42 minutes. So 2 cycles you are doing. In the 2 cycles, 1 cycle give it as a discount. Some moment maybe you are looking at the flower or looking at the mantra, or 1 or 2 moments you miss, leave it, it's okay. Even if 1 cycle, if you are able to maintain some feeling, some idea, some concept, that becomes the loudest concept uttered by your mind to your body in the whole day. Because you cannot maintain even the worst hatred or enmity for 1 cycle in a day, even if you try. Or you may have to sit and visualize, see that fellow's picture, remember that incident again and again. Anyhow, you are not going to do that every day. And you won't be able to. So naturally, this gratitude, love and appreciation becomes the loudest information, loudest action, loudest voice of your system. The second research, in case of anger, fear, frustration and stress, DNA is tightened up, DNA becomes shorter, and DNA's codes are switched off. Means almost the partial death starts happening in you. The partial death becomes experience in you. So understand, the anger, fear and frustration and stress, even if it happens with the logic and reason, it harms you more than your enemy. As I told you yesterday, develop this habit of abhayam sarvabhutebhyo, nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. You will be a powerful person and warrior, both. The next, the truth is, this is from a website, Living Light Foundation. Once 12 strands of DNA are activated, emotions, beliefs, behavioral patterns that do not serve our life can be removed and replaced with vibration of love energy. That is what I call you becoming an incarnation. This is what has exactly happened to me at the age of 22, 2000. Year 2000, at the age of 22, this is what has happened to me. All the 12 strands got awakened. All the 12 strands of DNA got activated. So the emotions, beliefs, behavioral patterns that do not serve our life, life's purpose, is removed and replaced with vibrations of love energy. I can call it as vibrations of awareness, bliss energy. Different names you can give. And I realized I am an incarnation and I have a purpose to fulfill. And it is expressing. So understand, this is the science behind how an incarnation feels, acts and lives. There is another one, truth. The balancedexistence.com, this is the another one website which works, which gives information on this DNA science. Scientists experimented. The change in emotions changes the shape of DNA. They infer that emotions change our physical DNA, and when we change, the world around us changes. Please understand. Oh God. Emotions change our physical DNA, and when we change, the world around us changes. Again, I always tell people, Be blissful, wealth will be attracted towards you. You will attract all the right things, right situations and right happenings. The world around you will change. The scientists are saying the same thing in different words. So the essence is, let you start practicing the higher human emotions and reprogram your system with higher human existence, in a higher way of existing, with higher reality. You will see your DNA changes, your health improves, your life changes, even the world around you changes completely. So let you all experience this change. Inner awakening is all about giving you the glimpse of this change. You are reprogrammed to the higher reality. All your human emotions are purified, and not only your health becomes strong, you are transformed physically. You learn the science of attracting the right changes around you. Because the Sangha gives you that intelligence. So to experience Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, be in inner awakening. Here is a discovery from dailygalaxy.com, a website. So many scientists contribute to that website. DNA has been found to have a bizarre activity to put itself together even at a distance, when according to known science it should not be able to. I'll explain how the teleporting, telepathy, all these things are possible. It is just because of this truth. DNA has been found to have bizarre ability to put itself together even at a distance, when according to known science it should not be able to. Science is said to catch up with teleporting and telepathy and all that. Scientists Grezna and France found out the DNA can cause patterns in vacuum, producing magnetic wormholes. Please understand, it's a new word, wormholes. Wormholes are tunnels like connections between areas in universe through which DNA attracts bits of information outside time and space and passes them on to our consciousness. It was noted that this information can be passed on between individuals whose DNA is turned on or activated. Let me add my own experience for this. They say, the scientists are saying that DNA can cause patterns in vacuum, producing magnetic wormholes. That wormholes can attract bits of information outside time and space. Patanjali again and again says, you don't need to learn just from the five senses, means seeing and hearing. I have an example of Vivekananda. Whatever he expressed in 9 years of his public life, even for you to study, it will take 39 years, his lifetime. This proves solidly, Vivekananda did not receive all information through eyes and ears. You can take my example. Whatever I expressed in last 8 years, even for you to study and understand, it will take at least 33 years. Forget about experiencing and expressing, just to study. Very clearly you can see, logically you can see very clearly, objectively you can see, this much of information cannot get into the system through ears and seeing or any other education method
within last 33 years, even if I was studying all 33 years, 24 hours, then how did these informations get into the system and comes out? This is the secret. DNA can create magnetic wormholes which receives bits of information outside time and space. That's what we call consciousness. So till the wormholes are created in your DNA, you need an outside master. Once the wormholes are created in your DNA, you don't need outside master there. Outside guru sits inside you as antar guru and teaches you. He sits inside you and goes on supplying the knowledge. And another one important information, the last punchline. It was noted that this information can be passed on between individuals whose DNA is turned on or activated. Whatever I downloaded through my wormholes and DNA can be transmitted to you without using my words, without you seeing or listening. Just if your DNA is activated or turned on. That is what I call initiation, Upanishad. Only in the beginning you need to listen to my words. If the DNA gets activated or turned on, no need for words, no need for ordinary way of teaching. Just the transmission, the initiation, energy darshan is enough. That is what I was telling yesterday. Initiation is like an intense downloading into you. The knowledge and consciousness and information in this biomemory, in this DNA, is just transmitted. That is why these acharyas, once they are initiated, our trained teachers to go around, there are thousands of information they never learnt from my books or heard from me, starts expressing through them. The answers which they would have never heard from me or read from my books suddenly starts expressing. How? This is the science. If your DNA is turned on or activated, this information which gets downloaded through the wormholes created in DNA can just be transmitted without any conventional methods. This is what is happening during every initiation, every process in inner awakening. This is what I am doing in our Vidyalayas, in our Gurukuls. The transmission without using conventional methods is possible, was available, is available in our Vedic tradition. Was available in our Vedic tradition, is available in Nityananda mission. It's possible. Otherwise you can't imagine hundreds of shakas of Upanishads, Vedas. I mean by-hearted, memorized. By the time the kids complete 7 years, in our tradition, there are rishis. There were rishis. By the age of 7, they mastered the whole thing. Millions of slokas. Shankara. I can give you thousands of examples. How is it possible? They are not myth. They are not just stories. They are histories. Understand? It's possible through super DNA. In NSP, every session, I am trying to make your DNA into super DNA. Same way in the inner awakening, every session is to turn on, activate the DNA so that the experience can be transmitted as it is. There's one more very interesting bit of information I have. It's from psychedelicadventure.com, website psychedelicadventure.com. Scientists irradiated DNA with laser light. On a screen, wave pattern was formed. The wave pattern still remained even after removal of DNA. It infers, point 1, the energy from outside of space still flows through activated wormholes after DNA removal. Means once the initiation is given, even if you are not physically around me, the connection and energy transmission constantly goes on. The second thing, hyper communication, telepathy, remote sensing is definitely a part of human protocol. Means it is possible for human beings. Telepathy or remote sensing is possible for human beings. That is why I tell you, telepathy and remote sensing is a living mechanism even if you don't believe it. Whenever you have fear about somebody, anger towards somebody, enmity towards somebody, fear that they may attack you, just do one simple process. I give you this as a technique. Sit and say, Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo. I give refuge to the whole world. And nobody, no being need to be afraid of me. I am not here to attack anybody. Please understand, visualize. Every DNA in your body sends this message. Every hair hole, pore in your body is used as a transmitter for this message. Sit very nicely, calmly, still. Every night when I switch off and relax into myself, say, Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo. Let the whole humanity be blessed with a deep abhaya. Nobody need to be afraid. Understand, still cosmos is alive. Still cosmos is alive. The big problem is the ordinary mind gets caught between this normal actions we need to do and the experience we need to carry. You just need little more expansion to comprehend the paradox of the life, that's all, nothing else. Whenever you have fear for somebody, about somebody, if you feel they may attack or do something harm, just sit and send a strong wave of Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo. I am not enemy to anybody. I am not going to cherish enmity towards anybody. At the most, I may defend, protect myself, that's all. But I am not interested in attacking anybody. I am only interested in giving abhaya. Just send these waves. Not only that, when you send these waves of abhaya, you will see so much of healing happens in you. Even for defending, you will do minimum but right actions. As browsing through some of the articles about this epigenetics, this is Dr. Hassan Church. He has written a book called Genie in Our Genes. He has done a great service to Vedic tradition by proving many of the Vedic truths. scientifically. Anybody digs in any field with the one goal of satya, truth, they land on Vedic tradition. In any field it can be. See, without having the vested interests of the marketing companies, marketing industry, in any field, anybody does research with satya. Satya as the goal, truth as the goal. Simply they land on Vedic tradition. I can say this Hassan church is a rishi. He very clearly proves the quality of your consciousness directly transforms the way in which you exist physiologically, or your physiological existence is directly affected by the quality of your consciousness. The quality of your consciousness and the physiological existence are so closely connected the epigenetics. They have done so much of research on this field, on this epigenome. Epigenome is a protein particle responsible for your genes and all the happenings based on genes. Please understand, we are always taught genes are responsible for our diseases. No, it's not true. Even your DNA is not responsible. The quality of your consciousness is responsible. The quality of consciousness can directly change DNA. Asan Church very beautifully proves even the persistent diseases handed over to you by the previous generations, like cancer, sugar, blood pressure, heart diseases, even they can be just altered, changed, transformed by the quality of your consciousness. Another research proves only 35% of your DNA is responsible, only 35%, for what you are, who you are, how you are, and all the major factors like your longevity, disease, health and everything. Only 35%. The science of epigenetics and the epigenome opens a new door to the great truths declared by Patanjali and Swatmarama. Patanjali in Raja Yoga Sutras and Swatmarama in Hatha Yoga Sutras. Shiva Sutras says very clearly, the man who is in perfect health just by his nisangalpa, means the intentionless consciousness, can transmit that to a human being or any being. That is what is exactly the science of healing. I have so many research references here today to share with you all. One is that Dawson Church research and the truth about the epigenome. I can see very clearly when I see these researchers exactly the experience which is happening in me, in others when I do the healing, is scientifically recorded and proved. Usually I see how the healing happens in people. I can see very clearly when I put the hand on the person, the epigenome structure starts changing, which is responsible for the whole building. Please understand, DNA is not responsible for the building. DNA is like a brick. Out of brick we build buildings, but brick itself is not responsible for the plan. If there is a defective brick, there will be defective building. But brick does not carry the blueprint of the building. The epigenome is responsible for the blueprint of the building. I could see very clearly. The epigenome transforms itself and DNA just alters as per the transformation of the epigenome, and clearly the body just remembers the health. Please understand, health is your nature. You don't need to create it, you just need to remember it. The remembrance immediately awakens and the health is back. That is why even the doctors were surprised and shocked when they see the persistent diseases like cancer, blood pressure, all those things get healed. Especially these long-term drug therapies are no more needed and people just walk out of diseases. Doctors were shocked. They asked me again and again, what do you do? What do you do? I tell them, who knows? I only know what happens. But now I am understanding, because of the scientific discoveries. Maybe I can say earlier also I understand what happens, but now only I know the words to transmit that understanding to you all. I don't know what happens, but I do not know these technical terms like epigenetics and epigenome. Now I understand those words also because of these scientific researches. The quality of your consciousness, the quality of consciousness in which you are living is directly responsible. It can just alter, transform any disease, including diseases like cancer, arthritis, handed over to you through generations. If you go to the internet, tons and tons of research is done in this field. How the spiritual healing directly works. Not only during spiritual healing, even during initiations, and when people come and sit near me in my breathing space, I can see very clearly their epigenome starts getting awakened, restructures itself, realigns itself.
There is another research I was reading. In a vacuum tube, if there are some electrons lying random, if a human DNA is introduced, immediately they all come to a clear, organized shape. They all just stand up. It's like when master enters, how you automatically stand up. They all just organize themselves. Even after the DNA, human DNA was removed, they all stay back in the same shape. Same way, I can see very clearly when people sit in my breathing space, especially during Pada Puja, the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, I can see very clearly their body just recupes and transforms. I used to wonder how to express this clearly in scientific terms. Hassan Church has done that job. Very beautifully, very scientifically, he has explained. The science of epigenome and epigenetics is the revelation. It's a science which proves now the declarations of Patanjali and Swatmarama and all great Vedic rishis, and my own experience. The quality of your consciousness decides diseases, longevity, quality of life, pain, depression, everything. Even the persistent diseases like a cancer, blood pressure, heart diseases, sugar, everything. So I tell you, wake up and raise your consciousness. Not only to transform your DNA, to transform the whole world. See, when you transform your DNA, it is not just the great service done to you alone. It will be the greatest service you are doing to the world, whole world. Because when your DNA is transformed, you see, when your consciousness is brought to certain level, whoever you touch will be impacted by your consciousness, and their epigenome also will be re-altered, and their DNA will be transformed, and they get back to their health. This is the science of healer's initiation. That's what I am doing. Not only I transformed my epigenome and transformed my DNA structure and brought the highest possible conscious expression in this body and mind. Whoever is touched, if they also can raise their consciousness, of course, when I touch, the physical and mental healing happens. And if they also put a little bit of their effort and take up the responsibility to receive it completely, then a complete epigenome transformation, DNA transformation happens in them, and they also start experiencing the higher and higher possibilities of the consciousness in their body mind. So naturally, when they touch somebody else, their epigenome gets awakened, the DNA gets transformed, the health starts happening in that person. This is what the ripple wave effect. I tell you, this spiritual healing and enlightenment-based communities. This too will be our greatest contribution to the human civilization. And the epigenome of epigenetics, this science of epigenome and epigenetics will legitimize what we are doing internationally. This science will legitimize what we are doing internationally, I tell you. Seeing the researchers and the reports, I am really shocked, not just surprised, shocked. Every word uttered by our rishis, every truth casually mentioned by our rishis, which I am bringing back to life experientially, is proved with solid reports and researches. I tell you, future is ours. If humanity is going to have future, it is ours. Not only that, let us create new human beings. New human beings. It is time we create a breakthrough. We give a breakthrough for human beings. Like how gorilla, chimpanzee became human being. Now it is time for a human being to become enlightened being. Let us put all our efforts and energies strongly to raise the human consciousness more and more in all possible ways. This will be the greatest happening to the humanity. Even one moment, if you can unclutch and relax in restful awareness, or you can help somebody to unclutch and be in restful awareness, you are adding something great to the universe. Understand? Something great to the universe. Even if one moment you unclutch and rest in conscious, restful awareness, and help somebody to rest in restful awareness, raising consciousness, you contributed something great to the humanity. Understand? You contributed something great to the humanity. Let's popularize these great researches on this epigenetics and the epigenome, the ideas about the epigenome. Epigenome can be changed through conscious choices regardless of what we have been handed over through generations. Add more and more joy, laughter, love, life, dance, bliss, restful awareness to the humanity. Let us create intense, conscious cyclones, superconscious tsunamis. all over the world. Save the humanity, human consciousness and human health. All you guys decide two things strongly. One, from now you will live in the highest possible consciousness continuously. Second, even if you leave the body, you will get back to serve the world in this highest consciousness. We need more and more people in human body to remove the inhumanity from humanity. We need more and more people in human body to remove inhumanity in humanity. It's time. We really need. We really need. Actually, when I go through the scientific researches, even I realize more and more the urgency with which we need to create N communities, urgency with which we need to create the N civilization, urgency with which we need to radiate enlightenment. So let the urge become the urgent. I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, welcome back from that wonderful revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Wonderful revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on awakening the DNA. So in these revelations, Swamiji has gone through so many different scientific researches that actually basically prove everything that we do, everything about Hinduism, everything that the Vedic civilization has discovered, that rishis have discovered through internalization over thousands of years. So we're talking about everything from power manifestation, from healing, so many different truths now finally being proved by science research these days in these modern times. All right, next we're going to move to another segment,
which is going to be on living enlightenment. And just how it says, as this is time for the humanity to move to the next level, produce more and more enlightened beings. So it's time to give the new breakthrough to humanity itself, to bring more and more enlightened beings. So now it will be entering into a segment itself where Swamiji will be revealing the deeper secrets on living enlightenment. So please come to the space of listening and let's begin.
My message for all of you today is only one word, one phrase: live enlightenment. The Jivan Mukti. Understand, this year let us all dedicate it to live enlightenment. Come whatever may. But only bliss will come, nothing else will come. The moment you risk come whatever may, you opened your door for bliss. Because the moment you say, come whatever may, you accepted the whole. You are ready for the whole. You are ready for whatever is. Whatever is always bliss. Whatever exists is always bliss. Let's dedicate this year for living enlightenment, for Jivan Mukti. Understand? Let me describe Jivan Mukti. Conflict-free life in the inner world and the outer world. Conflict-free living. Living without gap between the inner world and the outer world. Either raise your energy, Shakti, to catch up with the outer world, or bring your Buddhi to catch up with the inner world. Raise your Shakti so that you can do whatever you want in the outer world, and raise your Buddhi so that you can accept whatever you have or whatever you are. Through any one process, integrate yourself. Please understand, living an integrated life is what I call living enlightenment. Continuously living conflict-free life. Continuously living the beautiful, harmonious feeling. Continuously living in a deep feeling connection with the whole existence, with whatever is what I call living enlightenment. You have to put it in 4 words. Shakti, energy to change whatever you can, and Buddhi, intelligence to accept whatever is not needed to be changed, whatever doesn't need to be changed, and Yukti, clarity, understanding. However you change, the whole world is a constant, continuous changing dream. What you call as reality is a continuously changing dream. That Yukti, that clarity. Above all, a deep feeling connection, bhakti, towards the unchanging energy, what you call as master or existence. Shakti, Buddhi, Yukti, Bhakti. When you live all these 4 in the life experientially, you are living Jivan Mukti. You are living enlightenment. You are radiating Jivan Mukti. Shakti to change whatever you can means energy to work on your life. Buddhi to accept whatever doesn't need to change means clarity, intelligence. We don't have to change the whole thing. No need. Then you will be too busy with changing instead of enjoying. You don't need to change the whole thing. If you think only you will enjoy only when the whole world becomes yours or as you want, it can never happen. So no need to change the whole thing. Intelligence to accept whatever doesn't need to change.
ultimately, yukti, clarity. However you change, whatever you change, this existence, the whole thing is a continuous changing dream. With that clarity, you will have the ultimate inner healing, or the ultimate rest or peace. When you have that clarity, however you try, whatever you change, the whole existence is a continuous dream which changes. Suddenly you will have deep feeling connection with one thing which does not change, which is eternal, Nitya Ananda. The feeling connection with that which does not change is what I call bhakti. When you live all these four experientially, it is mukti. Continuously try to internalize the Master's words. Internalize these words. Actually, nothing else needs to be done except internalizing. Don't have guilt, you are not able to practice. Sometime in the initial level you may not be able to practice. Don't bother. Just internalize. Do not judge yourself. The day you hear the teachings, don't take up the teachings to judge yourself. Take up those teachings only to inspire yourself. Use the teachings to inspire you, not to judge you. Read, listen, contemplate and internalize the Master's words. You will see automatically in your life, day-to-day life, whenever needed, those words will come up as a support. They will express themselves in your life as an experience. You will be living enlightenment. You will be living as Jivan Muktas. Mind is a subtle action. Just like walking is your action, talking is your action, mind is an action. When you can stop walking, talking, why not thinking? It is your action. Decide this moment, it is my action. Let me stop, that's all. Now mind says, no. It is not that simple. I have tried many years. See, even now I am stopping, it is not stopping. Understand, do not create that full statement, I am stopping, it is not stopping. Then you are not stopping. I am stopping. That's all. Then again, I want to tell something or I want to do something. That is why it is starting again. So look little in. With little devotion, if you approach the sutra, you will have that click. Yes, what he means is right. Just little shift in the approach, little shift in the attitude, little shift in the understanding. What he says is right. If it is getting started again, we are starting it. Maybe we forgot we are starting it. We are forgetting that we are starting it. Please understand. It is we who are stealing our own things from ourselves. Nobody else. Nobody else is stealing anything from us. It is simple we. Let us take the whole responsibility on us. Let us take the whole responsibility on us. If you want,
you can think. If you want, you can stop. That is what is essence of this whole yoga. Essence of the whole yoga is only this one sutra. Yogaha chittavritti nirodhaha. Yoga is cessation of mind. Yoga is withdrawal from mental thought patterns. Mind is not a thing. It is an action. If you are sitting, did you ever ask, what happened to my walking? I was walking 10 minutes before. You don't ask, because you know by sitting, you stopped walking. If you are silent, you don't think, where did my talking go? I was talking 5 minutes before. You know, you were talking earlier, now you are silent. That's all. Same way, you can use your mind when needed. You can switch it off when not needed. And you can start again when needed. I want you to know an important truth. My master told me beautifully, usually we always understand mind is bigger than brain. That's what we think. My master told me very beautifully, and he gave me a very deep insight. He said, he told me beautifully, one action of brain is mind. I was shocked. I was shocked when I heard. He says, one action of your brain is mind. With the leg, you can do many things. Walking is one action. You can do kicking or playing. So many other things can be done with the leg. Walking is one action. Same way with the hand. Eating is one action. So many other things can be done by the hand. Eating is only one action. Same way, he says very beautifully, thinking is a one action of your brain. Mind is one action of your brain. I was shocked. We always think brain is just physical, mind is subtle, because of that mind is more powerful than the brain, and mind is everything. When I started experiencing, I understood true. Mind, what you think as mind, what you experience as mind, is only one action of your brain. See, if I realize moving is only one action of my hand, I can relax. If I want, I can move. If I want, I can relax. Same way, thinking is only one action of my brain. I can start when I want, I can relax when I don't want. Understand this one truth. Thinking is one action of your brain. If you want, you can relax from it. You can rest from it. With a deep respect, when I looked into this truth, started analyzing, it is true. It is true. When I learned how to be silent, I understood. Even when you are silent, your whole body is functioning. It means mind is only one part of your brain. Without the mind also, brain is able to operate your day-to-day life. Brain is able to live your life, I can say, in a much better way. In a much better way. without having what you call as mind and living your life is what I call living enlightenment. That is the essence. Realizing mind is only one part of your action, mind is only one part of your brain, and living without that part or living independent of that part. When you want, you can switch it on and use. When you don't want, you can switch it off and relax. Living independent of that part is what I call living enlightenment. Less thoughts, less action is tamas, inertness. More thoughts, more action is rajas, restlessness. Less thoughts, more action is sattva, living enlightenment. Please understand, I am equating sattva into Jivan Mukti, the restful awareness as living enlightenment, because restful awareness is a direct way to living enlightenment. Let me define restful awareness. When you walk, just feel through your body who is perceiving the earth, who is seeing the scenes. Just see with awareness. Feel with awareness the cold. Feel with awareness how you respond to this morning. Feel with awareness how you are responding to your own old, boring or worrying thoughts. Such beautiful morning, but suddenly some thought about something some days before happened may happen after that. One thought enough to take away the whole beauty of this morning. Perceive with awareness. The awareness which perceives is only you, nothing else. The moment you bring awareness, two things will happen. One, the slowing down. Second, it's an important thing, please understand. One, slowing down. Second, immediate shift in your consciousness. Immediate shift in your consciousness. What I call as cognitive shift, the space where cognition happens in you, the gear gets shifted from matter to consciousness. Actually, unclutching is necessary for this shift only. For any gear change, you need disclutching of gear plate and engine, gearbox and engine. Same way, for the shift, cognitive shift from the matter to energy, consciousness, you need that unclutching. I tell you, infusing awareness into you will automatically make unclutching happen, and the shift in the cognition, how you perceive, will happen immediately. Just live for a few days. You will realize with less thought, more actions are happening in you. Physically, mentally, in all possible ways. Be aware while you walk, perceive through your eyes, perceive through all other senses. Remember, just perceiving is different, knowing that you are perceiving is different. Just taking bath is different, knowing you are taking bath is different. Just walking is different, being aware that you are walking is different. Just talking is different, being aware you are talking is different. Infuse awareness into everything. Walking, talking, sitting, living, breathing. Shiva says in Shiva Sutras, one sneezing with awareness is enough for enlightenment. Because during sneezing your whole nervous system gets activated. One sneezing with clear awareness. Awareness that you are sneezing, that face muscles are shrinking and all the things are happening, an explosion. You are enlightened. All you need is one sneezing with awareness, that's all. When you infuse awareness, this is no more one more day. This is no more one more morning. This is the morning. This is the day. I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, Nityanandam.
Yes, Nityanandam. So that was wonderful revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on living enlightenment. Simply infuse awareness in everything that you do. Swamiji beautifully said, even if you sneeze with awareness, you can become enlightened. So really, enlightenment, living enlightenment is really infusing awareness in everything that we do, every step, everything, every situation. Just be aware of everything inside and outside you. All right, so I'm afraid this is all that we have time for today, and of course in the program itself. This is day 21. It is the end of this program, so we thank once again for all the participants. Thank you very much for being with us for this long journey. It has been 21 beautiful days, and you have been a great audience, great participants. Thank you very much for being with us. As we mentioned earlier, if you wish to join again for the same program, so for the PSM1 Paramashivoham Level 1, we start again tomorrow. Else, if you'd like to join to go next level, which is Paramashivoham Level 2, that also starts tomorrow. So you can join through the same link through the eCitizen portal. You can go to the eCitizen portal and choose which program you wish to choose, which to continue with. So
yes. So, and understand that when you join Paramashivoham Level 2, it is going to be more deeper level of completion that you'll be doing, and which will dig out more completion, which is all the incompletions that we have. It will bring out more incompletions, and you'll complete in a much deeper way. So join Paramashivoham Level 2, and of course, as we mentioned, that yoga will be 308 asana sequence. So you want to have more breakthrough with the yoga, join Paramashivoham Level 2, 308 asana sequence, including the difficult posture as well, but not all the asanas are difficult. So you can start with these asanas and see how you're going through. 21 days are good enough to get introduced to these new asanas as well.
it will be challenging at first, especially there's 3 hours of yoga instead of 1 hour of yoga, and there are, as we mentioned just prior, there will be lots more work on completion, lots more work on getting rid of the patterns, the stubborn patterns that are stuck within us. We'll be working on deeper levels throughout the entire program, and of course, yes, it'll be challenging at first, but stick through it, and you will see the benefits. As Swanji beautifully says, whatever you put in it, that's what you get out of it as well. So,
and the day will be starting with tomorrow. They will be starting with the power manifestation, as tomorrow will be the first day of Paramashivoham. Always starts with the power manifestation, and day after tomorrow it will be beginning with the yoga. So join us for the power manifestation, where the initiated Balatans of the Nityananda Gurukul will be performing the power manifestation. So get ready with your questions as well. They will be scanning you, maybe scanning your houses, scanning your health, and you'll be getting much deeper experience of power manifestation. So now we'll be finishing with the Pur Mantra. So let's bring our hands in Namaskar Mudra as we finish. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Padukarpamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you. Nityanandam.
thank you very much. Be blissful.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your 3 eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham